What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Tea with Tina podcast. On today's Whatever Wednesday episode, it's going to be a shorter one. I try to keep these quick, but it's going to be effective. So 5 non-negotiables to feel better today. Now, your non-negotiables may end up being different, but I like to think that these are easily achievable to some extent for anybody. All right, so let's just dive right in. So number 1 is the S word. It's sex. Sex, okay? So intercourse sex. Definitely we need it. It's kind of taboo because a lot of people don't talk about it. It's kind of uncomfortable to talk about, right? But it's like how all of us got here, so I don't know why it's weird to talk about. But yes, everybody should be having it. It's a great stress reliever. There's so many studies done that people feel happier if they have it regularly. And listen, you don't need to have a partner or a buddy to do this. You can have toys and friends, okay? Maybe I'll leave it at that. But yes, that's number 1. Now, number 2, hydrate. Hydrate. For those of you watching on YouTube, sipping on my Stanley tumbler. But definitely hydrate. And when I say hydrate, I don't necessarily just mean water. You may have seen the trend of electrolytes pop up, but it has some truth to it. It's kind of hard. Oh, here's Mr. Banks. My cat is coming in to say hello. We'll see if he comes over. But with water, you want to add things like salt, and you can do lemon or fruit. The salt helps replenish electrolytes, and usually if you get like an electrolyte packet, like what's the one I'm thinking of, like Liquid IV, that's a good one. The LMNT, I think it is, Element, that's how you pronounce it. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it was just LMNT. It has a lot of sodium. It has 1,000 milligrams. For someone who's maybe like a marathon runner and you're sweating and you're gonna be in the heat, yes, I think that will work for you. Something like Liquid IV is a little bit more applicable for people because I think it only has like 200 milligrams of sodium, and has a little bit of sugar in it as well. Things like potassium, also, because that's super important and a lot of us are usually deficient in that. So definitely look at the labels, do a little bit of research, because some salt is good. I know we're so like anti-salt, but you can actually be low on salt, and if you drink a lot of water, that electrolyte imbalance can be harmful and you can have side effects. So that's why it's good sometimes to supplement with things other than just water to make sure that it, we're not diluting everything, I guess is the best word. Okay, so definitely do that. And as far as hydration, keep it easy, like 64 ounces of water a day at least. With my Stanley, this is a 40-ounce one, so if I fill it up twice, that's 80. See where your body feels good. You shouldn't be peeing completely clear. It should be a little bit yellow. Okay, so there's that. Now, number 3, social. So we have sex, hydration, and social. So what I mean by social is just talking to people, getting out. I mean, if you're listening, you're probably an introvert like me. And I don't know if I'd necessarily say I'm an introvert. I think it's not that I don't like people. It's just when I go out and do something, it takes a lot out of me. Being a perfectionist and an introvert is not fun. I am an INFJ for the 16 personality types. If you don't know, you can research which one that is. Maybe you're an INFJ too, highly sensitive person as well. So I just, as far as emotions go, I absorb people's emotions. It's very draining. I'm surprised I can get through an 8-hour workday training clients because I'm talking to people all day, but I truly enjoy what I do. But definitely add some social element into your life. Again, time and time again, there's more research that comes out that's saying that people thrive off of human connection, and that's what keeps us going. The longer we live, people tend to have like groups, like a church community, a hobby where they get together with a group of people, and that's what keeps them going. So, social media can even be a good place for connection. I have a lot of social media friends. I actually did a podcast episode a while back about cleaning out your social media and how to make it a place of joy to come to. And I honestly love getting on my social media. I love everybody I follow, and once I start to feel that I don't, I go through and immediately delete people who I don't want to see. And if you don't feel like deleting somebody, you can always like mute all their stuff so they don't feel like, oh, she unfollowed me. So that's something you can do as well. But it's a good place for connection, a good place for ideas, creativity, if you plan your feed right and cater it to what you want. Same thing with Facebook. A couple years ago, I had like 400 or 500 friends, deleted them all. I was down to like 100. I'm up to like 200 some now just because I've met some new people. But I'm like mainly a part of just Facebook groups, and I'm a part of Facebook groups that I enjoy, different hobbies, different things that I like to see, and now my feed is actually enjoyable and scrollable. So definitely cater it to your needs. Aside from the social media thing, definitely kind of set like a mini goal for yourself. Like for me, my goal is at least one social outing a month that's not with Derek. So once a month, very low barrier to entry. If I do more, cool, but it has to be at least one. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be hanging out at someone's house. It could be dinner somewhere. It could be whatever, as long as it's one social outing. So consider setting a goal like that for yourself as well. All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, nutrients. Nutrients. So a big reason of why we probably feel crappy is we're usually nutrient deficient in something, okay? Or we're not in optimal ranges. So you can check through blood work. Definitely check through blood work first because you don't want to over supplement. But a good place to start where you're not going to overdo it would be just to start with a basic multivitamin to cover all your bases. And make sure that you're eating nutrient dense foods. So, try to make that shift away from processed foods to less processed foods, and eat a variety of vegetables and fruits. Eat things that are in season. Like I'm eating a lot of peppers and pears right now because it's winter time. Oranges, grapes, they're all going to kind of give you different nutrients. Leafy greens, fishes, things like that. Fish, poultry, they're all going to give you different nutrients, different sources in healthy amounts, and it's going to be better for you. More fiber, more micronutrients. You're going to feel better in general, okay? And you could do this, like I said, without testing, but if you are curious, you can ask your doctor, or you can get independent testing through a website like Everly or something to test your nutrients yourself. If you can't get approved by a doctor, you do have to pay out of pocket. But if you really want to know, it could be helpful. Like me, I actually got my vitamin D tested and I'm in normal range, which I didn't think I would be, but I do take a vitamin D supplement and there is vitamin D in my multivitamin. It's super gloomy right now and I didn't think I'd get enough. And with PCOS, we tend to be low on it as well, but I'm in a normal range. Higher vitamin D levels help with your immune function and just better feeling overall. So that's good. And also something to note, vitamin D is fat soluble, so it gets stored in your fat cells and builds up over time. That's why it's important to kind of monitor your progress and not overdo it, because it can build up and cause like too much. Okay, so that's number 4. And then number 5, maybe one of the most important ones, joy and childlike play. So again, I made a podcast episode about this way back when. I'll link it below. But laugh, play games, joke, live a little, sing in the car. Do what brings you joy. Like, don't be afraid to play games, giggle. I play video games and it brings me so much joy. Have fun. Just don't be afraid to be a child. And I see stuff floating around on social media and it's so trendy how people are like, oh, I don't make fun of people who do childlike things because they're healing their inner child. Like, no, like you may be healing your inner child, but at the same time, like what's wrong about just doing childlike activities? You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with that. You can color in adult coloring books. I actually have some right here. Sometimes I color, sometimes I doodle, paint. Don't be afraid, like I said, to do the silly things that bring you joy, that maybe aren't adult-like and professional. Like we need it too, and it's great. And again, there's tons of studies done that say it boosts our mood, our longevity, all kinds of great things, okay? So really, 5 non-negotiables to feel better. And again, you can do all of these today. Sex, hydration, not just water, right? We need our electrolytes. And you can even do this, I just want to add a little side note, you can do this with a Gatorade or a body armor, okay? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Social, just be more social, socialize, make a point to be around people and things you enjoy. Nutrients, go for the more nutrient dense food, try taking a multivitamin. And more joy and childlike play. Stop being so serious. Life isn't serious. We're all gonna die. We're on a rock in space, just spinning around a fireball. Just like live your life. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Quick little episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you found this episode helpful, please give it 5 stars wherever you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Share it with a friend who might need to hear this. Until next time, guys, we'll chat soon. Have a great rest of your week, and bye for now.